Let's go, everybody. It's back. Sorry, my camera is in the wrong place because we were doing cat cam. But ISC is back. And it's on time. Now, unfortunately, the type of content that they're making does not sound very exciting based on the title. Star Citizen Meet the Team. Weapon content. This is not the game content. This is the developers' content. And this is not the content that I'm interested in, but I am, again, we're back, I believe, in 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks, or 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. So we got a video earlier than we were expecting. I am not going to complain about that ever. Okay? We're not going to complain about that, but I personally don't care necessarily to hear about the developer. I care to hear about the type of content that the developer's working on. That's just my preference. All right? But let's watch the video. Here we go. Star Citizen Meet the Team weapon content.
Welcome back to Inside Star Citizen, the only weekly behind-the-scenes docuseries showcasing the faces, features, and forward progress being forged in the first-person universe of Star Citizen. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee.
They took 3 weeks off to make that new intro.
Now, with Alpha 323 recently out, testing ongoing for the 323.2 cargo and hangar patch, and development turning its full attention to the upcoming major milestone that is Alpha 4.0 later this year, we're in one of those periods of ISC production where we like to experiment with the means and manner of the stories we tell. Because like the
Anybody else? The music too loud? It's super loud.
Developers making the very game that we're covering, we want to try new things and new ways of doing what we do. So for the next 3 weeks, ISC will be a bit different than you might normally expect.
3 weeks?
That means we're going to spend a little more time than normal getting to know the folks themselves as opposed to just what they're working on. Things like
what is SCL for then? What have we been doing at SCL for years?
like asking the UK networking team to film a sort of dev diary on those major server meshing tests from earlier this year. Chat with the level designer.
So what's a level designer? And we talk about it for an hour. This is SCL, but shorter.
Design team to discuss their process and how they're taking all those things they learned in Stanton and applying it to Pyro. And this week, getting to know some folks specializing in the implements of first-person destruction.
He does. He looks good.
Now, of course, the ISCs that are driven by
Emmy, if I can have one, if I can have, like, hair a certain way, it would be Jared's.
Too bad you don't.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't.
specific feature and content work will still continue after this short detour. But we hope that you'll indulge us once again in our effort to share some more personalized stories for the next few weeks. And then, of course, we'll be back with the big flashy stuff soon enough. And don't forget, CitizenCon is just 4 months away. 4 months away.
4 months away, which means we're not going to have the flashy stuff, and we're going to tell you we're going to have the flashy stuff, and within a few months, we're going to stop showing you the fancy stuff. Right? But I'm lost at what ISC is, and I don't know what SCL is anymore, and it is what it is. I'm just happy we're getting content.
So that's enough of me. Let's meet the first of 3 teams over 3 weeks that don't often get the ISC spotlight in a feature that we like to call Meet the Team Weapon Content Team.
Yeah.
Meet the Weapon Content Team.
Yep.
Good old WCT. Let's just meet them.
Why have you avoided the camera in the last 5 years?
I'm nervous.
How long ago did you start here?
8 months ago.
8 months
Almost
ago?
9, yeah.
How's it been?
It's been great.
Okay, I immediately like it more already because we've never seen these people before, and that's kind of cool.
Right? I like it.
How many of these do you think you've done at this point? I can't keep track.
Except for
This
him,
is
we've
the
seen him a
5th.
ton.
This is the 5th one? Do you like doing these?
Yes, because I'm an attention seeker.
There's definitely more lights than I was expecting, to be fair, but it's pretty bright. A little nervous, yeah. I used to be a life model before I came here, so...
You used to be a what?
Life model. So once you've had people draw you naked, it's pretty hard to get awkward around anything.
Not nervous at all?
Not really, no. Not too bad.
Cool.
Depends what the questions are.
How prepared are you for this?
I have been in meetings since I walked in, and I have done nothing up until today.
Why are some of these people part of the weapon content team? Because ship weapons, probably, right?
Bill, be quiet! The microphone's right there! The microphone's right there in front of your mouth.
What is that? What is that? And now we have to investigate everything on the screen. Because that knife is in the head of this guy over here. Can you see that? That is like a really powerful pistol. It looks like a Coda. It looks like it's made from the same team as the Coda, and it has a flashlight right there as well. So there are 2 attachments, plus that, plus a huge scope. It looks like that, is it seriously just a Coda with a 4X, but there's the knife at the end of it? This is awesome. It's a Coda just kit bashed. Do you think this is fake, or do you think this is real? Do you think this is fake or real? If this is fake, we'll see. We'll see. Everybody make their vote and their choice now, and we'll find out later who's right and who's wrong. I think this is real.
Aren't we a spaceship game?
We're definitely a spaceship game, but a
Not
core
just
aspect of that is
spaceships.
definitely the FPS side of it as well. A lot of our players enjoy flying around the spaceships, but they also enjoy the aspect of being able to be boots on the ground and exploring the world from the first-person perspective.
The weapon content team are the team that are responsible for any weapon you see in-game, pretty much.
It's the team that creates the artwork and animation for Star Citizen and Squadron 42.
We make really cool-looking guns.
That's new as well, the face. So as bad as I thought this episode would be, I think as long as they deliver little Easter eggs like this, I think they give enough to people like me that the content is amazing. For me. At the same time, while not being the subject of the content being as something that I'm interested in. Well, I'm not coping. I need to be fair. Like, I just punched my chair and nearly drop kicked it because Jared just turned ISC into SCL with a flip of a switch. Right? It is what I thought. And then you go through it and you see it, and that's not necessarily what's happening. Right?
Lots of guns.
Melee weapons, FPS weapons, large capital size turret weapons, fire extinguishers, multi-tools.
We're just a group of people that just, I guess, find firearms is the most interesting part of the 3D art space.
So it's called Meet the
thought that was a
Team.
new gun.
So let's start where content starts and meet Alberto.
Bro, does this guy do everything?
Tell me about Alberto.
I like spaceships.
He's not wrong.
I started in a mixed role in a little company in Germany called Ecosoft, and there I was doing spaceships, both 3D and both concept. And I moved here because I was always very passionate of the universe of Star Citizen.
His pathway is just insane. I think he designed
Yeah, wait,
luxury
what
yachts or
was
something.
that?
Passionate of
Did I miss that?
both 3D and
Those are mines, yeah. We have to look
in
at
a
that
little
again.
company in Germany called
3 types of mines. These are for Squadron. Vehicle attachment is written up here. These are for Squadron, though, I would say. Like, these definitely right above me here are the mines from the Nautilus concepts, which also seem to open up or something here. Now, just being a Wing Commander player from back in the day, mines are a huge aspect of the level design that they do in space for space combat. They utilize mines a lot. I don't know how or if they will do it in Squadron. My guess is they will. And these look like 3 dedicated things for this. These are definitely Squadron forward and Squadron first things would be my guess. And that could and will definitely make it into the PU at some point, obviously, because the Nautilus will as well. But I think more from a level design aspect and not something that's going on your ship necessarily at first. Think the current mines that we have now, right? They just exist in the world, but we can't place them or use them ourselves either, right? So very cool. And yeah, loving the episode already. And sorry, Jared, for getting
Ubisoft, and they were doing spaceships, both 3D and both concept. And I moved here because I was always very passionate of the universe of Star Citizen.
His pathway is just...
That's too kind. Left and right are the same armed. No, they're not. Look at the center.
Insane. I think he designed, luxury yachts or something, so...
What is that? That's a new LMG from a new company that we've never seen before. Ballistic HMG. Volt. That's Volt. It says Volt right there. Volt's Ballistic HMG. HLMG. Heavy LMG. Yeah. And it's from Volt. And it's ballistic.
Insane. I think he designed, luxury yachts or something, so yeah.
So yachts, planes, everything that was not a car, basically.
Alberto is an incredible concept artist. The concept artist kind of facilitates the development of the idea.
We get the brief, the words, and we translate it to something visual. In my opinion, that's the most creative part.
Alberto's great. I mean, he's a pleasure to work with. I've only had really good experiences.
God, I have to pause this over and over again. I'm
development
sorry.
Of the idea.
We get the brief, the words, and we translate it to something visual. In my opinion, that's the most creative part.
First off, what is this? Oh, we know what this is. This is the Preacher. No, this is the Preacher. This is the taser. You could see by this part right here. Yep.
Alberto's great. I mean, he's a pleasure.
And I have no clue what this is. There's a link there. I'm going to it. artstation.com/artwork/8B4BEN. This presence is currently unavailable, you bastard.
Pleasure to work with. I've only had really good
I think that's a fire extinguisher, a dedicated fire extinguisher gun.
experiences talking to him. He provides so little friction when working with him. He's genuinely really good at what he does. He does a lot of the problem solving for you.
What's your relationship like with Alberto?
90% pranks.
He seems cool, this
Pranks.
guy.
Pranks?
Yes.
Like what?
Flipping the screen from each other, like changing the sensitivity of the mouse when he just turn around, something like that.
We really have to fight this guy.
Is that a productive use of your time, Samuel?
If I do it fast.
Yeah, that's the Preacher. Hold on, we got to look back again. Preacher, we're still not sure what this is, but I do think it's the bottom part made it look like a fire extinguisher.
Samuel's one of our newer concept artists in the company. He is...
Wait, you actually have the link to the gun? Did I spell it wrong? Yep, there it is. Cavity The tool that's got everyone talking, and for good reason. When you're knee deep in the chaos of battle, you need something that gets the job done. Sure, it may raise a few eyebrows, but we promise it's all about fixing up those vehicles. It's a repair gun. Once you fill your holes with the innovative chemical foam, the tape roll ensures the foam. This is not real. This is a meme. No fucking way is it a duct tape gun. This is a meme. I love this. Yeah, it just is like private work. I don't think this is making it in the game. Look at it. Look at the back now. It's literally a roll of fucking tape. Yeah, this was 100% bait. Oh my god, that's funny. GG.
Very excited about the project and very passionate about everything that we do as a company.
How do you think other people see Sam Brito?
Oh, that's a great question.
I would say he have this positive vibe to him. You know, he's the doctor.
Sam is fun, getting better and better. He's super young, super talented.
That's a Volt weapon too.
Absolute bundle of joy from a different culture, coming from Venezuela. Lots of interesting stories and really approachable, and just overall the same things I say about Alberto. I can go to him, I can talk about what he's working on and the concepts he...
Poor guy. He's Venezuelan and he has to live in England. There's no taqueños. There's no way the food is there that I get to eat every day being married to a Venezuelan. Poor guy.
He provides are of an extremely high quality.
He's really keen to kind of start working and get a little bit more involved with the weapon side of concepting rather than just the vehicles. Every time we mention it, he's like, oh, can I do it? Can I do it? So yeah, he's super excited about it, which is great. I always kind of think that the more passionate people are about the subject they're working on, the better the results you're going to get. We've got Alexei, who's our weapons lead. He joined us a year and a half ago, I want to say. He's been a great addition to the team.
I decided to work on the video games because I always wanted to help people, not necessarily when they're ready.
Gray cat. That's a salvage canister.
Ill, because I have a medical degree, but it never worked out for me because down the line I decided that I wanted to bring happiness and not cure the aftermath of it.
Did you know that
Oh,
he
wow.
got his degree to be a doctor?
What? No, I didn't know. I guess I'd like him to be my doctor. I'd probably trust him.
I really enjoyed the video games, like almost anyone. But at some
That's the power cell from the tractor gun. Oh, it is. So there's going to be a medium tractor gun?
point it struck to me that real people do them, and
Or
I
that's
just
just a
started
battery.
to look around and see what I can do, how I can start to make video games.
DMC. That looks like a new company. And that's an SMG. Yo, back, I missed something? What did I miss? Oh, the med pen? Yeah, I saw it. I'll try to go back.
What I can do, how I can start it to
You think they're updating med pens maybe?
look around and see what I can do, how I can start to make video games, and that's how
Maybe
I
a
ended up as
gun?
a 3D artist.
Very laid back guy, has a really good eye for stuff.
Guess we'll see with that one.
You can so easily miss, like
Yo, so what they're doing is making more pyro guns. They literally just made a fucking space AK, dude. Will it be as customizable?
he'll
Like, look at this. And again, another example of a melee version.
pick out stuff I can't even see.
Since he's joined in, the optimization of our work has just flown through the roof.
Boys, this might be one of the best. I am 8 minutes into a 20-minute episode. This might be the best ISC I've seen in months, if not years.
He's a really valuable member of the team, and I definitely consider him a friend. He's a really nice guy.
He's created quite a driving force for the team across both our projects.
Alexei is okay at table tennis.
Just okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
Now we just have to get when we swap between these cool weapons that it fucking works.
We've got Talon.
I'm one of the key weapon artists here, so I work on creating the 3D models and creating the weapons, the gadgets, hand grenades.
Lefty mouse user,
and
huh?
every other kind of thing you can think of that the player might use in the FPS aspect of the game.
Bro, this game's
Talon, what I say is
because of Pyro, this game's looking more and more and more survival.
He's a super passionate weapons artist. He's big into sort of airsoft and milsim and that side of things.
The fountain of all knowledge when it comes to weaponry.
I don't think there's anyone that knows more about guns than Talons.
Does it operate correctly? Where does it?
There's nobody that knows more about guns than Talon. All of the people who post on Spectrum talking shit to Zach from Texas and anywhere else in the southern states in America or in some of the just west of the Mississippi would disagree with you. But I saw a lot of folks posting on Spectrum saying they know a lot more about guns than anyone at CIG.
Take its influences from.
But
I
believe
think that's really important.
He's just a great person to have on the team, nice and approachable, and always up for a bit of a laugh.
Okay, biggest leak, actually, I just saw.
And I think that's really important.
But my camera's in the way. Or no, it's not. What is that? What is that? That's a Volt weapon, right? I don't know if that's a breacher charge or what, but there's so many things. It's a flip phone. You know what? That's actually what it looks like. You're probably right.
He's just a great person to have on the team, nice and
Yeah, it looks transponded. It could be hacking.
approachable, and always up for a bit of a laugh.
It could be any of those things.
And
New
joining
grenades.
him is Ben as well, who's another artist too.
What do you think other people say about you?
I'm very quiet, so
Where's all
I'm not
this
sure.
stuff?
Definitely the life of the party, which you wouldn't expect.
Thank you for the 10
after a few
gifted,
drinks.
dude.
He's definitely the.
I can't even thank people for gifted subs because I'm missing things on the screen. There's like 35 knives. Knives are not as cool to me. Not as much, at least. Because they don't have different stats to them, I guess, yet. Or they do, or they don't. So far, the knives are whatever to me, but they are cool to look at, that's for sure. The art is absolutely beautiful.
Noticing that after a few drinks, he's definitely the circle of attention.
But
It's been a great addition to the team.
that's a baseball bat. That's a hammer. That's a club. What the fuck is going on? What is this game turning into? I'm very happy with this. All of this, just so you know, this is just my mind is blown. I'm not yelling. I'm not mad. This is fucking nuts, dude. Like, what is this?
Team. He's technically our newest member of the team, but he's still been here a couple of years.
I'd say in some ways his artwork is quite sometimes
Surely they won't be buyable with real money. All right, don't
better
ruin
than
the
mine.
fun.
He really knows his way around.
We know what'll happen. Don't ruin the
Blender.
fun, though.
He have such a keen eye for details on the weapon.
You can just kind of throw anything at him and know that you're going to get a really solid result out of it.
Yo, what? It's actually usable?
We've got Joel. Originally, I hired Joel as a prop artist probably close to 8 years ago.
I create the artwork for FPS devices, which includes weapons, gadgets. I also make ship weapons.
Joel's actually the most senior member of the team and was there when I first joined. He was an extremely helpful person to encounter.
That was a
Very
ship weapon.
easygoing, super knowledgeable, always has a pun ready.
He has some really strange t-shirts. Every other day he comes in with a new t-shirt with something weird on it, and I'm a bit jealous because every time I see them I kind of wish I'd had the idea of buying them.
I like t-shirts. This one, it's The Simpsons. Everyone likes The Simpsons, right?
What about your
That code is
producer?
so troll.
Oh yeah, don't let me forget Kieran. He's Mr. Getting things done and getting things done on time, so he's brilliant.
I quickly realized I didn't want to be an artist or a pro.
So guys, ships get done really quickly. I don't know about weapons, but are they making like beat up med pens for pyro?
Programmer. I started out in level design, and then I found out that my passion was the team.
Without Kieran, there wouldn't be weapon content because he's the guy who glue it all together, you know.
Eats a lot of eggs. Brings in about like 4 eggs a day or something like that. So
Yeah, like secondhand med pens or something. What the
that's
hell?
the only bad thing I can think about Kieran.
So next up is our
Nothing new
animator Jordan.
there.
He couldn't make it into the office today, but we love him and he's great. I mean, I've been working with Jordan for years on the weapon. Since I took over, he was always there.
Jordan have a really, really shiny personality. He's the one person that you can reach out with anything related to animation. He is here to support you.
Always has a lot of like stories and anecdotes.
He's also a little bit scary because he knows where everyone lives, and it's unclear when he gets or how he gets the information he does. But when you join the team, within the first few weeks, maybe the first few months, he knows exactly where you are on Google Maps. And for that reason, he is terrifying.
Yet he can't be here to film for this.
No. Jordan, you could have been here for this. We really need you. Where are you, Jordan?
And I'm Ben, the art director. And that's enough about me, so let's look at some weapons we've been working on.
He's the banner merchantman guy that everyone hates because he had to deliver the bad news that had nothing to do with him. Okay, what was that first one?
Look at some weapons we've been working on.
That is a Grey Cat weapon. That is a Grey Cat thing that was turned into a weapon. Maybe? Nail gun? Could be. Tip looks like a sawzall. Yeah, it actually does, but there's no saw there. What is Nova? What the fuck is that? And why are they not showing it? Quad cam technology. Oh, the crossbow cam. Yes, there's the crossbow.
So we've got
That's a Volcan that we've already
quite a few
seen before.
weapons that are being worked on. We can talk about a couple of them today. So first up, we're going to talk about the P8AR.
P8AR.
How many of you have been waiting for this specific weapon for like since that image of all the bearing weapons? This has been one of the like most waited for weapons, I think, in the entire community.
It's a assault rifle that may fill the role of someone that wanted something bigger from bearing manufacturer.
Up until now, it's been our squadron exclusive rifle. In fact, I've had backers come up to me saying, please release the P8AR.
Yep.
And really what we want to do is take
A
that
lot of
P8
backers, I'm
base
sure.
and do a version that we were was slightly more tailored towards the civilian market.
A lot bigger and a little bit longer than the current P4AR, and
I don't know, man. The new AK might have taken the spot. True. Yeah. This is the P8AR? What? What's the point of this if you have the P4?
personally one of my favorite weapons that we've ever worked on.
It is kind of more in line with civilian needs, so it's had a little bit of lightning done to it. It's had some of the more aggressive visuals tidied up a touch.
We did a redesign of the stock.
And it's had a bunch of new skins and variants done for the consumer market.
Why not just put the one from Squadron in?
The honest answer is we want to kind of hold that back for Squadron, I guess. It is one of the main weapons you use throughout the campaign, and we still want that to feel unique and special. It's one of the things that we do kind of want to hold back as a bit of a hero experience. it is the standard issue.
That really,
I think is the correct way of saying it. Military weapon, the UEE. It's a workhorse. It's reliable. It's functional, and it just gets the job done.
Maybe it'd be too OP.
So the Volt rifle is another new weapon that we're releasing in the PU. A brand new manufacturer for the weapon content team. Volt are a electric and beam ammunition type using electric batteries to power their weapons.
They're very techy. They feel very professionally homemade. It's not thrown together, but also it's not professionally manufactured.
This is the manufacturer who relies on cheap produced goods, but they still wanted it to look cool and shiny, but they are not really reliable in terms of long-term use.
We wanted a manufacturer where people could use these weapons and then they could also repair and upgrade and kind of, they look like you would be able to strip them down and kind of field repair them, or work in your workshop in your ship, or in your habs.
Okay.
Or wherever, and kind of.
Do you want us to look like we can repair them or actually repair them? Because anytime the artist guy says that, I don't believe any
really
of the things that he's
of
saying. Because I think what they're doing is they have a conversation in a meeting and say, hey, we want something to function a certain way, and then they actually go through the process, realize maybe it's not a good idea, so on and so forth, and things change. But the art at the time builds it for the ideas that they had at the time. Look at all the ships that we had from 10 years ago versus the ships that we have today, right? So
how these weapons work.
I don't know. We'll
so
see
there's a
about that
lot
one.
of visual cues to that with, like how the screen attaches, all the little kind of fittings and screws and how it all kind of comes together.
Regardless, I'm hyped for
visually
these.
is something quite nice and exciting, I think.
There is anything like this in a PU as of now. This will suit more of the guys who wanted to show off rather than to be military-style weapons. You will have some shiny, cool guns that you can show to your friends and say, there, I did it. This is a really cool-looking gun.
So apparently it's not very good.
I've always been a little bit opposed to very big flashy lasers and electricity on firearms. I think it can drift away from my idea of traditional firearm. But I think working within the confines of what Volt as manufacturer are, being a home-built kit that you could order online supposedly and manufacture yourself, I think really fits into the idea of it being...
And manufacture yourself.
More of a fun ammunition type.
This is still work in progress, but you can see the direction where it's going.
Tell me about
this. So the Pyro SMG, this is something very different to any of our mainstream manufacturers.
A very small handheld submachine gun, similar to I think a real-world example would be a Tech 9.
And the whole idea with this kind of pyro weapon theme is that these things have been made by just people living on the fringes of the universe. They've used whatever they can get their hands on to make something that works for them.
Imagine Mad Max type of gun that was scraped with everything that you can find around.
Sort of break the art conventions that we've been working with for the last however many years.
Internally we call them non because they doesn't have any manufacturer.
It's made by a guy named Steve.
Yeah, you can say so.
The fact that it's very compact and small allows you to hook very tightly on corners, giving yourself a very low exposure when peeking corners or peeking over cover, and has an...
What? What is it shooting? What is it, the ammo? What the fuck is that?
Compact and small corners, giving yourself a very low exposure when peeking corners or peeking over cover, and has an extremely high rate of fire, so it's very good for really close encounters, but I wouldn't be using it at long ranges due to the lack of a stock.
They're really quite cool weapons to work.
Bro, did they just make a beam gun? Oh, I don't know if I like that.
On and look forward to using maybe more in the future.
There it is.
Where the hell is my crossbow?
Do you know what? Chris brought a crossbow up recently. He was like, are we going to finish it? And I'm like, well, it's kind of there. There was one thing stopping us with the way the bolts interacted with stuff that we couldn't.
That might be one of the rarest items in the game.
Couldn't do at the time.
The fabled crossbow is an asset that we in the weapon concept team have been trying to get pushed out for a long time now.
At the point of creation this crossbow, it was decided that the bolts needs to stuck when you fire them and not disappear like any other bullet. And this prevented the release of the crossbow because we cannot consistently make the bolts stuck.
It's just a super advanced, cool-looking crossbow. It's got these really cool, like, deploying bolts in it because obviously, yeah, we don't really want to carry around these massive, great big kind of quiver of arrows. So it's got these really nice kind of compact little bolts that load into it.
Adding more unique firearms and ways to take out enemies silently is something that the game would definitely...
Bro, they took the exact same sound, so this is not anywhere near ready. All of this is work in progress, so I would ignore the sounds and all that stuff. I would ignore a lot of what you see on the screen outside of the animations of the gun. No, it's not the railgun. It's the lightning sniper rifle or whatever, the ASCAV. That's the sound that's being used. You just don't hear the after for the reload.
Benefit from, and so seeing the crossbow come out into the PU would be something that made me extremely happy, and I know a lot of the players have been asking me about this too.
Yeah, the effect is the same as well, so that's
not directly involved in
progress.
Weapon content, but still working on the weapons, audio guys and VFX guys. We're working with them directly.
For the people who don't know what the deal is, because somebody said crossbow 900 years in the future, Chris Roberts worked on a game called Ultima Online that was headed up by a guy named Richard Garriott. At the same time, they both decided to do Kickstarters, basically. One for the next Ultima Online and one for the next Wing Commander / Privateer game from Chris. And the guy who made the next Ultima Online completely screwed it up, did a way worse job at scamming their backers than Chris did, and it failed. But they did a cross promotion where if you bought both games, you got something in either game. So the people who bought Star Citizen, but also kickstarted the whatever the game was called, you got a crossbow, and then so on and so forth. So there was something you got in that game. I did not fall for the Ultima Online scam because I saw right through it when they started describing it. I was like, this isn't the next UO. I don't know what this is, but this isn't what I played. So I never backed
and
it.
They make our gun shines and sings.
I'll have done my part of the artwork. It'll have gone down the production line, and a few months later, I'll bring it into the editor. Just to remind.
Okay, now it doesn't look like a laser. So is it like the Volt weapon that eventually turns into a laser? I now like this gun again.
And sings.
I'll have done my part of the artwork. It'll have gone down the production line, and a few months later, I'll bring it into the editor just to remind myself of what I worked on, and I'll shoot it and hear some incredible audio and be like, oh wow, someone's gone all out on this one.
Yeah, 2 modes.
They're a downstream team that, much like animation, it really brings to life this otherwise static and fairly boring object.
Their work is incredible. I've tried to tell them at some point I want to see them add the Lead Pipe 01 sound effect into the game, but I've yet to get an approval on that one.
Game development is a group effort. When it comes out great, it's just a miracle at some point of a lot of people involved into it.
You know, it is still a first-person game, and I think that, you know, the work we do is important. I hope we're a significant part of your interaction with Star Citizen.
I do enjoy it when, you know, I see people having fun and, you know, enjoying the weapons we've created and put into the, you know, the Star Citizen universe. There's a big community of people that take, you know, like in-game captures and screenshots and stuff, and seeing people take pictures of your work is really nice.
I would like people to know that.
Sorry, got to pause again. I think those are just custodian skins, but yeah.
It's really nice.
I would like people to know that the feedback they give us, especially on our team, means a whole lot.
When we see a comment come up about something with the firearms that people might not like, we do take that on board. If it's not applied to the weapon they're speaking about, we'll try and avoid it on future ones. We're always learning.
And if there has been a weapon that you really enjoy using, or is your favourite weapon, then please do let us know in the comments, because the team will love to hear that sort of feedback.
R97, it's beautiful and it feels amazing.
With our recent releases, you've seen a whole bunch of updates to how the weapons feel, how they function, and really bring some of those quality and life improvements to the weapons as a whole. And that's just taken a lot of hard work from the weapons department as a whole department. And, you know,
that's something else entirely. What the fuck is that? I'm going to move myself so you guys can see the whole thing. No, this isn't the dead rig. What's the thing on the side? I don't think the dead rig has that pipe in the back, does it? Or the knife on the front. So we might just be looking at a dead rig with more attachments, potentially. We'll have to see, but that's very cool. Yeah, maybe faction versions, perhaps, of each weapon.
Art, design, animation, audio, VFX, like the whole lot. And they've not had a great deal of limelight in these sort of events, but they're super dependable, and I'm very happy to kind of be able to get to talk about them today.
So what did we learn this week? Well, hopefully we learned a lot more about the people that make up the current iteration of the weapon.
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember any of their names or anything about them other than one of the people was a doctor and decided to make video games instead. This is the link to the video for the person who was asking.
Content team. That there's a whole...
You completely failed at your goal by putting all those Easter eggs in for me personally. But, oh yeah, and one guy was a nude model apparently. But outside that, I thought this was one of the better episodes because it was something to get excited about.
A host of new weapons making their way into the persistent universe. And that spaceships, of course, may dominate the conversation a lot of the time. But there's plenty of other ways to bring damage, death, and destruction to the universe of the first person being built. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you. And we'll see you all here next week.
Shared all the things. Okay, more sneak peeks at the end. Okay, that was cool. So, hey, that is ISC, and I got to tell you, I've never been so annoyed when we decided to describe what today's episode would be in one way, and then still deliver on what players like me care about. Like, I was about to lose my mind at the beginning, and then within 10 seconds of the video, I was like, yep, this is a really good episode. And I think you got to give credit where credit's due. If you're going to make episodes that are completely focused on the team, the content is there for the people that care about that. But the way they went about it today delivers content for somebody like me. Easter egg overload is the type of stuff that I just am obsessed with. And I think this is a unique time for me from the weapons side of things, is I obsessively play Gun Rush and I obsessively play the FPS content right now. And there was no better time for me to get excited about that stuff than now. But I think like they're taking on feedback and they're doing great. And yeah, props. That was a really good episode. And it was much better than what I was expecting it to be. So love it. Love it, love it, love it. Where were you, Zach? I see you in chat, by the way. Where were you? We missed you. I was expecting to see you, but how are we going to balance all of these guns? That's my real big fear, actually. We're running into the issue that we have with ships, is we're going to have broken-ass guns. No designers in this one. I didn't know it was on. Oh, yeah, because it was just all art. It was all art, basically. But good luck with that design, brother. It's going to be brutal, I think. So, yeah, that was ISC. It was great. Thanks for watching it with me, because that was a roller coaster of emotions.